That's live.
Yeah. Oh, good to go.
Groovy. All right, that's what's going on. Anybody who's just hopping in right now, joining us at the very beginning of the episode, B and I are talking about his sick new tattoos, which falls right in line with the fact, B, I was talking to a homie from North Bay today about the fact that you are fresh to death, dude. Admittedly, I was screenshotting some pictures of our Toys Alive shit, being like, yeah, this is the dude I do the podcast with. And he was very much kind of like, oh, fuck, dude, yeah, fresh, you know? So we were chatting up your fresh to death style today, dude, checking out all your different fits.
Fresh, huh? I'll take that. Thank you. I'll take that.
Dude, you look great today. You look nice and tan. Your eyes are looking beauty. What is up?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm in San Diego. I'm in this hotel room, and I just noticed it's very echoey, feigned. Yeah, a little echoey. And there's some sort of like Navy school here or something. I don't know if that's like a thing out here. I know when you fly into San Diego, the Marine base is right there. But there's a whole bunch of Navy personnel running around here. And they all seem they're youngsters. It's very annoying. I can hear them running up and down the hallway as we speak. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming in. How are you, my friend?
I am doing great, man. You know the drill. Everybody turn on that live chat. If you haven't hit the live chat at the top of the right-hand side there, B and I feel that you guys are basically like the weird, twisted, deranged ecosystem that kind of keeps this whole train moving. So thank you guys for joining us. Death of Strawberries, Chicken McFart Sniffle, I got you this time. Mike Stratford, a.k.a. 8-Bit Mike, Mr. Ordinary, beautiful piece that I ended up seeing land on B's desk lately. You're up to some sneaky shit over there, sir. Brett Porpoise, what is going on, homie, a.k.a. The General, one fake name. How are you, sir? Skilled One, I Need Toys, Zymot Co. That drop on Sunday is looking fucking great on those fucking faker apes, man. Oh my goodness. Jessica Bushinsky, what is going on? I was reading Toyzday as Tuesday. Oh, I don't know why you would do that. Toyzday is always Thursday. Toyzday, come on. Alrighty, Zymot Co. Carolina Cool Cat, what is going on, everybody? Jessica Bushinsky, if you want to drop your handle down below as well, I'm sorry, man. I would love to know that. We always like to creep what Instagrams are which. That better not be your daughters. No.
Who?
Anybody. All right, back on track here. Yuckamuck, what is going on, good sir? Good to see you on that G.I. Joe show that's coming up, by the way, Yuckamuck. I loved seeing your name on that list there. I didn't miss it.
Mr. Ordinary says, was Brian kidnapped? Blink twice for yes. Zimico says, wow, look at the lack of toys in the background. I know. It doesn't feel like home because it's not home. It's in a hotel room in San Diego on business.
Little do you guys know what's actually happened is B to the J has been shrunken down. He is currently in a Ken Elephant toy diorama. He's more toy than you've ever seen him at the moment.
That's actually true. That's actually true. Thank you for pointing that out. I almost forgot that. Yes, dude, thank you everybody for coming in. Holy smokes, we got a pretty good crowd already. Man, great show tonight. Let's get back to how you're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, dude. I'm doing great, dude. I think we're all a little bit, by Thursday, we're all a little bit tired, right? We're all a little bit tired. I'm excited though. Tonight we actually have a guest that is a little bit out of my normal wheelhouse of what I'm peeking and checking in on. I know that you've got a few TL Flanagan art pieces. I'm kind of stoked to learn, man. Admittedly, like this is one of those situations where it's like a heavy hitter all around. Good sculptor. They're obviously doing some killer molding and casting. Like even the fact, like not to be a weirdo, when you're looking at some of the sculpts they're doing, the knowledge you'd have to have of like the undercuts, all the different like edges, how you're going to vent this. That's going to come right into your mold design. Then we're seeing these molds being made, these products coming out that like, it's almost hard to tell their casts. You would almost think a lot of them are being like repeatedly sculpted perfectly. And then the paint apps on them, you don't want to say that they're of a commercial level because commercial quality isn't there anymore. We all know that, right? That's kind of why we all have kind of turned towards indie toys, that quality that comes from a good craftsmanship and an artisan craftsmanship. So it's trippy, man, because it's almost like you're looking at these things you'd see. They're a quality we don't see anymore.
Well said. And you had a post earlier today or yesterday talking about it, and I 100% agree, dude. It's, it's that work that you look at and then you look at again and you're like, man, what am I looking at there? Did somebody make that? But why is there multiples of those? And then you start breaking it down. You're like, okay, so that's an original sculpt that was then casted and then painted. And you're like, wow, dude, that is crazy good work. And then you start kind of like going back through the shop and then the page, and you kind of like scroll back and you're like, dude, this is legit. This is crazy good work, and all different scales too, man. I mean, I have some pieces that are couple inches, and I don't own any of the pieces, but I know there's pieces that are much larger there. The Grinch pieces and the Santa Claus pieces from last year's, those look substantially bigger than the pieces that I have, but still just like I said, dude, it's that work that you look at and you're just like, wow, man, that's crazy good work. And it is. And I love that her bio says toy maker as well, sculptor, toy maker, toy designer.
Well, I'll admit, like, I even kind of feel stupid right now. Like, as we're chatting, my brain is kind of like, do they go into a kiln? Are we stupid? Why are we naturally assuming everything resin? Like, I'm even looking at like some of the mugs they do. It's like they really are all over the place, man.
That's a great point. I don't even know that for sure. I guess we'll find out.
Sorry, now
the pieces that I have, I feel like those are resin and they're painted, right? So I mean, not only are we talking about like sculpting, but we're talking about molding and we're talking about casting.
You know what I really love about our show sometimes? There's shows out there. The shows out there where the hosts are clearly pros. You guys out there like Cave Dweller Toys and them, they are pros on their subjects. You and I acknowledge we're not pros. We're just creepy, weird fiends with an obsession for toys. It doesn't mean we know shit. Mm-hmm. We're just always looking at them. Mm-hmm. So there are way too many times, unfortunately, where it's like, we have TL Flanagan coming in tonight. We're looking at their page the night they're coming in going, oh shit, is it all resin?
Well, I mean, and that's how good it is, dude. Like, you don't know. I think, like I said, the pieces that I have, those are resin and they're painted and they're amazing. But you're right, dude. I mean, some people ask me, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I don't know. It's dope. That's what I know. It looks dope. How'd they make it? I don't know. They waved the magic wand. They worked on it for 10 years. I don't know. Do I wish I could do it? Probably not. I'd rather just kind of view from the sidelines and just kind of promote and celebrate what's out there already, because there is some legit stuff out there. I think if I ever tried to make anything, I'd be like, well, it's not as good as TL Flanagan. You know what I mean? And that would be the trap that I'm in. But
I think that's a trap almost every maker finds themselves in.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, dude? And I think that's also a credit to just how good it is, right? Like, we're sitting there thinking, we see other pieces and we're like, that's resin, that's this, that's that, whatever it is. This one, we're just like, dude, that's so good. I don't know what that is. And that's kind of where I'm at with some of those larger pieces. You know what I mean?
What's tough is we're seeing the polymer clay, or the clays and stuff these artists are using. Some of them cure white. Some of them are being baked on. Mixed media art, man. Yeah. And this also, it brings us back to an interesting point we talk about all the time. The fuck's a toy? Because at the end of the day, everything in my brain ends up being a toy. You sent me a post the one day of a bunch of like health and safety dummy dolls, and I went, health and safety toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They're all toys.
And you know what's funny, dude, is I was at a job site the other day and I was talking to some of these guys and that I work with, and one of them follows me just as of late. And he starts going through the stuff and he's like, man, when you said, because people talk at work and they're like, oh, he's into toys. And I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you can call it that, I guess. I guess it would be that, you can call it that if you want. In some cases it is. It's not to me. And, just because the fact that you can touch it and it's tangible and you can take it apart doesn't necessarily make it a toy to me. But that's kind of, and I don't want to say it cheapens it, right? But it just, like, people get this idea in their head where they're saying G.I. Joes. You know what I mean? The guy goes, oh, I thought you meant G.I. Joes. No. Kinda, but no. You know what I mean? Like, now, do you mean a remade GI Joe or a Kid Bash GI Joe, or you mean something off the shelf? You know what I mean? Like, it really is. It's a whole different thing, man. Toys is closed.
You dudes in the chat might not know this. This is one of the few topics that B the J and I don't talk about really often because we know it's all semantics. Everything's a fucking toy.
I see, and yeah, we've talked about it before, and I think we both saw which direction that we were going, and we're just like, all right, well, we'll circle back on that one. But I mean, right, dude.
Like this, we put the artists and their work all up here. It's just for some reason our brains have a different perception of the definition of a toy, and therefore it's for me a toy is like the highest compliment that a figurine can get. If some little kid can put that crap in his mouth and then whip it across the playground and I can find it and it's still in beautiful shape.
Yeah.
Anyways,
dude, Transylvania, what's up? Donner, what's up? I was just gonna say, Johnny Marble says, if you play with it, it'd be a toy. Okay, what's the definition of play? Like, bro, you could break down every single word and go a million different directions with it every time. I think the bottom line is that it's so subjective, and call it whatever you want. It's dope. It's dope. I don't care what you do with it. Just go buy it. And if you don't buy it, you know what I mean? And well, if you don't buy it, at least support it. You know what I mean? Like, let people know it's out there.
Yeah. Hey, if it's not
like, hey, that's dope, man. You're doing a great job. You know what I mean?
You know, like, it's weird to me when people don't want to do that. Anyways, I get off on fucking seeing people just try, man. So whatever.
Some toys are just for the eyes. You're 100% right.
T. Harrison, Extra Truck Restrial. Thank you for coming and joining us, homie. What up? We said it last week. If you guys haven't had a chance, hit the ETC Facebook page. It's going to be pinned actually in the comments on the last one. Not to get too off topic and seem like I'm trying to rush us along here, but I do see here that TL Flanagan art is sitting in our waiting room. I wasn't sure if you had anything that you wanted to get out of the way, express before we bring this fantastic artist onto our chat here tonight.
No, but I just wanted to go, well, yes, I guess in that sense. I just wanted to kind of go over. So I am obviously not at home. I don't know if you have any opens tonight or no. No. Okay. So no opens for you tonight. No opens for me tonight. We do have the giveaway. I don't have the giveaway in my hand. It's back at home, but I did get Crumb's pictures of it. And I think that was on the web page. And I think you'll probably bring them up when the giveaway comes around. So we got the giveaway. We got TL Flanagan. We got the giveaway. Do you have a piece to talk about?
Sure do.
Of course you do. I do. And that's it. So that's just kind of how the show's going to go. I thought I'd lay
We're going to be a quickie. If anything, you know what? Tonight's going to be a bit of a weird one. We don't have tons of unboxings to be doing. At the end of the day, though, there's tons of drops that are coming up. There's tons of accounts under 1,000 we haven't had a chance to take a look at. There's a lot of cool things that I'm looking to discuss. There's a lot of shows coming up for us in the next little bit. I know this month is packed. For any of the lovely, 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 lovely homies that are junk fed, and also the GI show, Cave Dweller Toys, Kajiki Toys, we see you guys. The moment tonight is done, we will be pushing hard on the next shows coming up. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But I'm sure that, you know what, with TL Flanagan here, we're going to be gabbing it for about 45 minutes to an hour anyways. And we know you guys like 2-hour episodes. And we like 2-hour episodes. Because those 4-hour episodes were kicking our asses.
2 hours. Yeah, exactly, man. And you know why? Because I got Strafe 7 coming by in 2 hours anyways. So
I can't believe you and Strafe are just sitting there just chilling right now. The heck is
well,
it?
he's not here, you know, but I talked to him earlier. He's like 10 minutes away, which is dope, man. He's gonna come back, grab me. We're gonna probably go, you know, have some dinner, maybe have a drink, and talk toys.
That's all I want. Take me with you. Hell. All right. TL Flanagan, if you are in the waiting room there, we're going to pull you on in. I don't even know if you're watching along with us or if you're just completely in the dark wondering why the hell we haven't yet. So get on in here. Feel free to take your time. We've taken our sweet ass time. We appreciate you even coming in. While that's happening, I'm also going to get the wheel, Wonder Wheel pulled up, and I'm also going to, so B, I'm putting you in the hot seat, homie. You're the hostess with the mostest for this first couple minutes.
Okay. There she is.
Hi, guys.
How are you? What I wasn't expecting what is going on? Are you in the lab right now? I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
Are
I'm
you?
in the studio.
So before we get carried away, Be the Jane, I already know who you are. We've already kind of brought up your name here, but would you like to introduce yourself to those who are watching here tonight?
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany Flanagan, Tea Leaf Art, Flanagan Art, and I'm a sculptor and artist, a toy designer, and just an all-around tinker and just jack of all trades kind of guy. I mean, kind of girl. So, let me just apologize first. Like, I'm like on Sudafed right now because I have a little bit of a head cold. So if I'm like just like, I apologize. So.
These all typically seem like a fever dream, anyways. It's all good, homie.
I know. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna just wing this. Let's hope it just goes good. So here I am, me in all my glory. So me and Sudafed.
So let's start off with that awesome shirt and music.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
We're starting off not even in the toy realm at all. You were like my go-to for 80s music. Like your story, you have the best stories out there because it's always those 80s songs where like right when you hear it, you know how some songs you're like, I can't really, that might be early 90s, late 80s, but the songs that you're like, oh damn, that's the 80s jam.
I know. And it's
Well
stuff
done.
that you like, you know it's there, and then like when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, that's such a great song. I need to go listen to it. So yeah, it's always fun to find those gems. And then like I love the group of people that are my age, so they really enjoy it, you know what I mean? Because you never hear some of the stuff I share. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. Oh, sorry.
B went right into the weird one. I didn't even think about the shirt. I am so sorry, man. I am so curious what the heck you're fiddling with in your hands, to be totally honest with you. What medium? What are you up to over there?
I was actually playing with some monster clay, and I was trying out some new molds that I received. So I was giving it a go while I was in the waiting room. So I was making some petals for leaves. So yeah. So that's what I was doing.
Are you using a mold on the monster clay like Play-Doh, basically? Like a stamp mold?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a 2-piece mold, and like that, and then you just put the clay in there, and then you stamp it down, and then it leaves the imprint of like the flower petal. So yeah, I wanted to try it. So, and it worked really well. So that's awesome. So
magic wand.
Yeah. So
jeez.
So would you say first and foremost, like, would you say with all your different talents, would you say that you are first and foremost a sculptor? Is that kind of your number one?
So yes, I would definitely say that would be my number one. I've always been kind of art, I've always been creative and artistically inclined. I was actually a cake designer prior to being a full-blown figure creator. So I used to make those like 3 big 3-dimensional cakes that you see like on TV. That's what I used to do. But then like I did that for about 5 years or so. I never went to school for any of the stuff that I ever did. It was just, I just figured I'd want to try it one day, and then I created it. I mean, I did it and did a business with it. And so I did that for years, and I actually got into a car accident and broke my back. And then while recovering is when I started playing with clay. So while I was sitting there the whole day, I was just like, oh, let me try this. And yeah, so that's how like I really, really got involved in making stuff. And I was like, I just absolutely love doing this. So that's where that went. And I didn't go right into it right away. I ended up going back into the cake business and did that for quite some time. And then probably, I would say close to 4 years now, I decided to go into doing art full time. So yeah, so that's been all over the place. So
So you were kind of doing sculpting then already on the cakes, right? So
Yeah,
transition was pretty easy.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's kind of where I was kind of honing the skills, like not even thinking I was,
Mm-hmm.
going to be using this farther down the line. And I really enjoyed it. I think the one thing that I did not like about it and was the fact that you would put literally hours and hours and hours into something, and with so much hard work, and then at the end of the day it just gets trashed. Now some people might be like, yeah, it's great because it's not, what I mean, like people enjoy it that way, but it's just, it was sad to see things like, you put so much time and effort into, and just seeing it like, oh, it's, you can't save it, so you have to throw it away. So yeah. So
That's a good point. Think about that. You make this masterpiece and then it's gone.
yeah, I made this huge three-dimensional like stegosaurus, and he was like the coolest thing. And it was for clients that were paleontologists, and he was huge, and it was really awesome. But like putting hours and hours and hours of work into it, like so long, and then I knew like at the end of the day, if not all the guests didn't eat it, you'd go in the trash. You know what I mean? So that's stuff you just can't keep. So, but that was like one of my favorite cakes that I've done. So, yeah.
Wow. What were you gonna say, Crumbs?
Now I kind of get why people get pissed off when I put their toys in my mouth.
Yeah, you're not allowed to eat it.
No, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised by the cake because B went right into the cake and he was like, that kind of explains some of the sculpting. And I would understand that definitely gives you a very good sense of 3D modeling and 3D space and the idea of like perspectives, weights, balance, all that stuff. But you definitely, in my opinion, seemed way more like a ceramic artist. And even like your style and your approach just reminds me of something that would be hit in a kiln a lot of the times.
I would love to do that someday, like to try it. I've never done it. It's quite an investment to do. And it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, I would have to learn all over again, just trial and error, that whole thing. But I mean, I have friends that do it and they just have a ball with it. And it would definitely be something fun to try. But I just don't really have, and another thing is I really don't have the workspace to do that because I wouldn't want to put it in my house, so it's like one of those things you would have to put in the garage or something. And I just, at this moment in time, I just don't have the space for it.
No,
But
well, admittedly, like it's a different medium altogether. Like
exactly.
It's just your style, I find, has such a like I don't even really know the term for it because I don't want to use the word folk. I don't really want to use the word like artisan. It has a really nice
like whimsical.
vintage.
I don't want to say whimsical, but retro.
Like,
I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's playing with a vintage vibe. Like
it's all of that. It's like
yeah.
I think a bit of all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of vintage. One of the pieces that I have is the summer vacation Jason, right? And you have like, he's in the pink flamingo, right? Which is cool. And then you have Jason, but then the colorway on it too is like that, like neon pink and purple. And so it's to me is like a good mixture of kind of all that, the critter with the toothbrush and the toothpaste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was just, I was those designs are actually extremely old. 1 year I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just do like some, just some sketches for the Halloween season. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And so I did like I don't know, 20-30 day, sketch fest. And years later, I'm like, you know what, those would be really cool to like really cool figures, so it's funny that they just like seem to like make their way around, you know what I mean? Like a design years ago ended up being a really cool 3-dimensional design, you know. So it's definitely, that was really, they were fun. I'm glad I got to do those this year. So
That was exciting.
There's so much work involved in these, man. Like you
I know.
seem very humble. Like you do real, like you're killing it, right? Like
Oh,
you're
well,
aware.
thank you. I appreciate it. I am.
She's
I'm
like,
very
as a
serious.
matter of fact, I do that. And
I,
thank you for noticing.
I embrace my weird, you know. It's one of those things that it's okay. You know, I'm definitely not average. So that's all right. You know, makes me different.
No, personally, I really love the fact that you hop right into the fact that you claim toy designer, and I like that because personally, again, we were just talking about it, right? Like, is it a toy? Is it art? In my opinion, a toy is like almost the highest form of art. What is it about
Yeah.
toys that gravitates you towards like that title or that medium or that category?
You know, I mean, 80s kids, right? I mean, we grew up with the weirdest shit, and you know, I just always had those weird toys, you know, and you know, I just always loved it. So then it just, you know, sat in the back of my brain, and you know, and then when I started doing sculpting, I came across the Trans Brothers, and they the plastic cell guys that had the Mr. White cell. And I was like, you know what, let me give that a try, because basically I was like, well, it gives me a base, and then I just sculpt on that. And I did that for years, you know, and that kind of allowed me to, you know, to not I don't want to like say like, I can't think of the word, but you know, it just kept me confined enough to hone that skill, and you know, to be as creative as I wanted to be with it. And I really enjoyed it while I was doing it. And I did so many characters, you know, through my years, that you know, I have got quite a little collection of weirdos. So, but I have been like venturing into like the smaller designs that
It's not
are,
very small,
you know,
dude.
well, I mean, I guess, I mean, compared to these guys, you know, it's smaller than what I'm used to. And then same thing with the little not toothy, like the critters and stuff like that. They're smaller scale, and they're fun. So yeah.
Just by looking at your pieces, so I'm thinking of a few pieces right now. You're super into the holidays?
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes and no. Certain holidays. So Halloween,
Yes.
definitely, because
Right.
I'm like, love horror. I love all the old like horror 80 films and 70 horror 80s. I mean 70s, and you know, just horror in general. And then Christmas time, yeah, I like Christmas. I've been really wanting to do a Krampus for like years now, and I really need to dig in and do it. But other than that, I mean, those are like my two go-to holidays for sure.
Even as these said holidays, I'm like Halloween and Christmas. The
Holidays.
speed, your painting is insane. Like when I was watching, like you have such I don't want to say carelessness, because there's a carelessness that comes with like years of
Yeah.
experience. That's all.
No, I think it's very haphazard. Like, I think it's very, you know, I've embraced my style. I'm not like, my type of painting is not like everybody else's type of painting. And I'm okay with that. You know, I do a lot of washes, or I'll, you know, I have done a few figures that I've done very, very, you know, very flat, and they're fun, but like the side of me that is like, I could go crazy with the painting on this. You know, there's some that I just have put hours into. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a labor of love for sure.
it's insane as somebody watching you paint it. It's like, this is the final product, and to know that
Yeah.
like you make it look so easy.
Well, thank you. I do. I really appreciate that. I do appreciate that. You know, there's times where I'm just like, trust the process, Tiffany. Like, just keep going, keep going. You like, you know, there's been times where I just want to throw it across the room, but a lot of times with me, it's like I have to walk away, you know, give myself a break, come back, and I'm like, oh, that's really good. Oh, I really like that. You know what I mean? So you do at times have to give yourself a little breather, and then come back to it, because then it feels better, and then you're like, okay, let's do this. So yeah.
Now, out of curiosity, would you say that you sometimes take that breather? Like, would you say that you take that breather before you post pictures of it, or that breather comes before you even add any like finishing touches to the piece?
So I would say, so Instagram and like the whole multimedia thing, it has just kind of burnt me out personally. I have been taking a little bit of a break from it, because it's stressful. You know, it's like, you know, I have to show a process of this. I have to show a process of that. You know, you can't almost enjoy the journey, because it's, yes, I want to take you with me. Don't get me wrong, but having it in the back of my brain that I always have to post something once or twice a day, you know, that gets very like overwhelming at times. And, you know, it's just like, there's definitely things that I'm like, I don't know if anybody's going to like this. And it might get like 10 views or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but then there's like stuff that I put on and I'm like, oh, like the molding videos. People love the molding videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've gotten tons and tons and tons of clicks on them. But like at the same time, that's not like healthy for us as artists to be worried about that. You know what I mean? It doesn't allow, I feel like it doesn't allow us to grow, as, you know what I mean? I'm too worried about what you're going to be clicking on than me just being like, okay, well, I'm going to make this and I'm going to really like it, and I hope that someone else really likes it too. You know what I mean? It almost puts a damper on the process.
It puts a damper on the process, and sometimes, and I don't mean to interject, sorry, but
no,
sometimes those clicks, if they don't translate to usable data, then it becomes almost irrelevant. So it becomes like, that's sick if like 500 people watched it. That's lovely if 200 clicked the link. If you got one sale, okay, what happened in the funnel that the wrong people slipped down the water hole? Because clearly they enjoyed the content, but they didn't buy. So then even that becomes a thing where you're then kind of like, well, how do I funnel the right people to the right content?
And honestly, it got really overwhelming. And like I said, I have been taking a little breather, because I'm just like, you know, maybe I do need a little break, and like, not, you know, kind of go back to the love of doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I love doing it and I love showing you, but at the same time, it's like, well, I have to love doing it and love what I'm doing in order for you to love it too. You know what I mean? Does that sound weird? Sorry if it sounds all.
It's imperative. It's imperative, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to get back to loving it again. You know, not that I don't love what I do. And I'm very thankful that I have people like you and like that really enjoy it, you know, you guys. And I appreciate you having me on and talking about it. And I'm glad that you think I'm killing it. That makes me really, really happy. And, you know,
but I'm sure it's exhausting.
You know, and a lot of times like people don't really, and I'm not really, thing is like when I sell something, I'm really not high on the price spectrum as some people are. Mm-hmm. So like you said, when you're funneling, when people come to you and you're like, well, if I don't have a good sale, it's like, well, what did I do? Why didn't I do it? Like, is it me? Is it like, you know what I mean? So it's just, you know, it's just, it's tough. It's tough being on, you know, Instagram and Facebook and all of the other ones. I'm not on Twitter or, you know, YouTube or anything like that, because I'm just like, oh, that's exhausting. But it's exhausting just to keep up with the ones that I have. So,
Yeah.
but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, how do you grow if you're not posting all the time?
Well, that's what I was going to ask too, is what else are you finding that works for you besides Instagram? You know, the thing that sucks about Instagram, like you were talking about demolding videos or molding videos.
Mm.
There's a guy in our community here who puts out demolding videos or just regular reels. And for a while was doing it pretty consistently and had really low views on them. And then he did one demolding video where he took a piece out of a silicone mold and it got like 35,000 views, like that. You know what I mean? But wouldn't you rather have it be to like 2,000 people who directly deal with you, like in your community that are interested in that stuff?
I would say yes. I completely agree with you. I guess I would rather have quality over quantity.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of times that the people that want to see my content is not seeing it, you know, because we do get buried. And so, you know, then you're in that like that awful cycle of like trying to figure out. And I'm the type of person where I go down rabbit holes. So I'm like, okay, well, why didn't I get that many views? So let me research on how to, you know, to do better. You know what I mean? And get the following, or, you know, like the views, like what time of day should I put it on? Like what's the best day? You know, so again, you're not enjoying the process because you're worried about, am I losing followers? Am I gaining followers? Like I've been stuck at certain number for a half a year now. Like, why is that? Like, but at the same time, you're right, because, you know, you would want just the people that really enjoy your stuff to enjoy your stuff, you know? So
somebody in the room, Pocket Salsa, he's another artist. He was saying that it gets annoying when you try to pick out the right time. Like I do the same thing, right? Like what's the most optimal time? And then you got to figure out, well, what time zone are they talking about? You know what I mean? Then, so you try a bunch of different ways, hashtags, no hashtags, 10 hashtags.
And exactly. Like, and some days do better. And then like some days I'll do really well if I post at 12 o'clock. You know, other days I'll do really better posting at 8 o'clock. It's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. You know what I mean? Like it'd be different if you had someone working for you, if you had like a media person that was doing that for you. But I mean, we're not like, you know, we're not there, you know, doing that kind of level of, I just want the people that enjoy my stuff to see it and, you know, to be able to sustain that, you know, that fan base basically.
And where else are you besides Instagram?
So I'm on Facebook hardly ever, but I am there. And then pretty much that's it. Yeah.
Because like you're saying, it becomes another job, even just to like manage all these different social medias. And
it is
the parasocial relationships. You kind of mentioned it earlier, and I wasn't sure maybe if you're going to be going this way. I know for a fact, B to the J and I have discussed this. We're not maybe necessarily the most extroverted outside of doing Toys Alive. And in today's society, there ends up developing these things called parasocial relationships, right? Some of the homies we have known for several years at this point, we have a very good relationship with them. We're buddies with them. Some people see our show one time and we are their best buddy now too. It just takes a little moment for us to get to know certain homies and know their vibe and who's sliding into our DMs and all that. And then of course, you don't want to be giving anybody something unauthentic, right? You don't want to be disingenuous. So it does even become a game where with yourself, when you're branding yourself, when you're posting content, you're also trying to create. How do you also put on that smile and do the customer service pleasing role? And
yes, exactly. And I'm an like I'm a very antisocial person, but I'm also a very big over communicator. So like if I have a client, like I'm communicating with them all the time. You know what I mean? So it's one of those weird things that it's like, you know, I don't want to have to put in all the effort, but at the same time, it's like you have to put in all the effort. You know what I mean? Because you're like, wait, it's too much, too fast.
if you don't mind my asking, it might have come up, and I am very, very sorry if I somehow missed it when we were doing a circle here. How long have you been doing mainly sculpting slash toys, freelance toy designing for?
So probably, it's all runs together now, but I'm gonna say probably like 5 to 6 years now. Um, probably closer to five. Um, five full time, I would say. And then I was dabbling in it part time prior to that. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but probably like I would say probably about 5 or 6. Sure.
Fair, fair, fair. So, I mean, at that point, like, you know very well what it's like to be a creative, but you're also like, you're realistically like, you're a freelancer, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. Like, how do you juggle all of it at this point? I know you're currently taking a small break from the social media,
Yeah.
but on the day to day, like on the average, like the last 5 years, how have you been sustaining that?
It's I don't know. I, I have. I don't know.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer, actually. I don't know how.
Again,
I'm just doing it. That's what I know.
it's one of those things where it's like, I guess you don't really stop and think about it because you're just going, you're just doing. All of it becomes second nature because you're basically, this is who you are, so it's either sink or swim. And so you are just doing whatever you can to do this, you know what I mean? So, you're doing the research, you're posting stuff, you're doing the work at the same time. And, it definitely gets you burnt out at times. There was a time where I was actually doing shows too. And I was just like, I can't. First off, like, as like, I just don't feel comfortable around large groups of people, but you would never know it needing me, but it takes a lot out of me. Like, it takes it, because it's just exhausting for me. So doing these shows, I was just miserable by the end, because it was just so exhausting. Like, my cheeks hurt because I was smiling all the time, like, big smiles the whole time. And while it was fun, it's like I could never do anything like just kind of Tiffany, like I was like, let's do this grand thing and let's make this big display. And I was just like, it just can never be just easy. I'm just always like try to make things look the best possible. So again, that's exhausting too, right? You know what I mean? You're not okay with just a table. You have to have like, how am I going to make this be like, make my art look good on this table? You know what I mean? So it was always, 0 to 60 kind of thing, So I stopped doing shows, and I was like, to do shows, it was a lot of, you would have, you've seen my art, so it's a lot of stock that I would have to do, and I would have to put tons of time into it, and it was just a lot. Honestly, it was a lot. So I didn't do those anymore.
You're in, is it Rhode Island?
Yes.
What's the scene like in Rhode Island? Is there a lot of shows out there?
No, there's not much over here. Come on, there's not much over here. You know what I mean? There's the Rhode Island Comic-Con, which I've done before. There's like Boston and there's New York, but again, like to pack up everything and travel to New York, it would be like a pain, So I like being an observer when it comes to other shows like that. I'd rather go and support my fellow artists that way than to have to go and, be stressed out and build up, a booth and then having to, take back down. So Yeah, there's not much around here. Unless you go out of Providence into Boston, New York, and Connecticut, there's not much.
Okay, I am so sorry.
It's
I'm
a very
calling it
good
out.
New York.
Yeah, I'm a Canadian. What's happening here?
Why did I say it strange? Did I? Are you making fun
No,
of my
you did. It
accent?
was very
New
good. I
York
thought it
and
was great.
Boston both. You like in New York, you instantly slide into almost like you're in New York, and never anywhere else. But the moment you say New York, you're like, I'm gonna fucking pull out a gun. You're in New York. What is up?
Yucca
Gangster.
right? Yucca out there.
Trying to think of like hip places that would be besides Rhode Island. Boston and New York is the only thing I can think of.
I always remember like you remember that part on Wayne's World where he's standing in front of like the blue screen and he's like, "Hi, I'm in Delaware."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, that's what I need in back of me, right?
Yeah, right.
Hi, I'm in New York. So, yeah.
I'm so sorry. You keep on peeking over the side there. Do you by chance have you mentioned there are weirdos. Do you have weirdos all chilling like on a display or something over there? A bunch of your work?
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so I'm in the process of like cleaning my entire studio over. So it's a giant mess. But like I put a couple of my sculptures over here for you, but then I have like other like stuff over there. So it's just all a mess right now. But I on this side of my studio, I have my my pressure pot, my vac chamber. I have my my bookshelf and with all my paints on it. And then in the back of here, I have my like my shipping station. And right here is where I have all of my paints and my sculpting stuff and anything you could possibly hear. Here and here.
Full-blown studio over there. God damn.
I'm very blessed to have a really cool studio with a bunch of stuff that I use maybe once or twice, and then whenever I need it again, it's there. So yeah, but you know how our crafters are. We have to have it all, and only use it a couple times.
So back to the cake making. Is there any like culinary background that got you into the cake making, or did the cake making come about because of the sculpting?
Again, I have ADHD, so I think I can do it all, and I will try to do it all. So with cake decorating, I just picked it up one day because my best friend was moving to Seattle. I mean, this was like forever ago, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to making her a suitcase. And I did. And I made her this suitcase cake, 3-dimensional cake. And I was like,
cake. I thought you meant like a whole
yeah.
suit. I'm like, dang, how'd you do that?
No, it was like a cake that looked like a suitcase.
Okay. All right.
And then I was like, I could do this. And then it just came it went from like doing cakes. And then I was like, I'm going to make a business out of this. And I did it for years. And then I ended up stopping my own business. And I ended up working for a large catering company. And I was their head cake designer for years. And yeah. And then the car accident. And then I ended up going back to work for doing cakes, and then started doing clay. So I was actually an esthetician at one point, which is like doing like face and makeup and stuff. I was a dental hygienist, which pretty much started me off on everything because I used to make like, people's crowns and stuff like that, and work in their labs and make like, like plaster Paris teeth and stuff. And I used to really love it. Like I had a great time doing that. And basically a lot of my tools are actually dental tools. So it all comes full circle,
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And a lot of the things I use now still I would use for cake designing too. So excuse me.
What's been your favorite job to date? Having so many now.
This one for sure. Yeah, no question. No question. I'm very thankful I can do what I can do and I have the ability to, to do whatever I want to do. If I want to, I don't know, make a cat, out of clay, like I can, I have free reign, and that's really awesome to have the luxury of doing that. And or if I wanted to make something that's this small, I can do it too, And so for sure this is the best job that I've ever had.
Besides all the toy stuff, I know just by following your account and seeing your stories, you're a very proud aunt.
I am.
Can you tell us about your nephew's voting that he has going on right now? I know that there's a link in your page.
Yeah, so there's a link in my bio. I actually took down my my website and I put the link in there. If anybody can go in there and vote for him, that would be amazing. He's looking to get we're looking to win him a disability not a wheelchair, but it's a bike. He really loves. He's a mover and a groover. He just loves it so much. So we're looking to get him an accessible bike, which would be amazing. Yeah. So he's amazing. He's a good kid.
Go to T.O. Flanagan's page. There's a link in the bio.
Pinned in the chat. It's
Click
pinned in the
that.
chat.
It's pinned in the
Thank you.
chat.
There you
Very
go.
nice.
Yay!
Why not?
Great
Eh?
bike giveaway. And is his name Cyrus?
Yes, his name is Cyrus.
Great name. What a great name. Get on there, vote for Cyrus. If you don't vote tonight for Cyrus, you're not welcome back.
Oh no, you are. Maybe you just, maybe you're not a voter. It's okay.
Do the kid a favor. Do him a solid. Everybody can vote.
It's one click.
Yeah.
It's one click. What are you doing? T.L. Flanagan, out of curiosity, what was like a toy from your childhood that you would say resonates to you even this day?
The glowworm.
Oh,
I have a thing
great.
for lamps, and I love lamps. And I used to have the glowworm when I was a kid, and I fucking loved. Oh, are we allowed to swear? Are we allowed
Yes,
to swear?
absolutely.
Okay. There's a couple times I almost but anyway,
do it.
I loved
Sweet.
this worm. I would keep it on all night. It was the coolest thing ever. So that's one of the toys that I always remember having. I had the Teddy Ruxpin. That was a really fun toy for me. Let me see what else. I had them all.
A big plushie fan.
Yeah, they were. Yes, or remember the popples? Remember those? The ones you could
God, yes.
You could put it inside out.
Yes.
I had those. We all had the Cabbage Patch Kids.
What about pound puppies? Did you have a pound puppy?
Of course I had a fucking pound puppy. I had like 12 of them. I had 12 of them. They were all laying on my bed next to my goddamn glowworm, okay?
You're blowing my mind right now. We always end up talking about like action figures and stuff. And I'll admit, like growing up, half my bed was probably plushies. The glowworm, I almost never talk about because I don't think anybody's gonna know what the frick I'm talking about. But hell yeah, how do you not cuddle and kiss that thing all night to make that glowworm turn on?
The smell of burning plastic was amazing. So I was like,
And then you literally mentioned the popples, and my brain was going popples, and I pulled it up. And you're damn right, that was one of the freaking coolest toys I had as a kid. Oh my god, I missed that, dude.
Popples.
Oh shoot.
Prizosaurus Rex still has 2 popples.
Oh my Prizosaurus Rex, you know where to send them, dog.
Look at folklore. I found a bunch of popples in the garbage a few years back.
oh my gosh.
That's horrible.
How? Why? But
Care Bears?
I grew up with two cousins that were my age. We were all the same age, so I got to play with their toys, and they got to like play with mine. So we were all like, I got to like play with all like the He-Man and all of those. You know, they had all their you know, boy toys, but we were all like, you know, playing with all of them together. So yeah, I just it was a fun time. It was a fun time to grow up. It really was. I mean,
It really was. I agree. Some of those cartoons that were there was like that whole kind of weird block of cartoons, like they said, with Care Bears.
like creepy cartoons, like not like just like they were. Some of them were creepy as fuck. But I
Rainbow
mean,
Bright.
of course,
Yeah, right.
of course.
What a weird cartoon, though.
Bears.
Nonetheless.
Care Bears. You know, there were some other ones that I just saw recently, and I was like, holy shit, I remember these. And why did my parents let me watch? So my big thing growing up was Scooby-Doo. I fucking loved Scooby-Doo. I used to watch it all the time, thought they were amazing. And that was my go-to cartoon for sure. Then I was trying to think of what else I ones, but you know, Saturday morning cartoons are, you know, just were amazing. I used to sit in front of the TV, you know, like this close and have my cereal that was nothing but sugar. And it was amazing. It was a great time. It's a great time to live. Oh, did I lose? Oh, no. Did I lose you guys? You guys like.
No, Beat has disappeared. Apparently, he had more important things to do. He disappeared completely. That's entirely my bad. I have no idea where he just dropped off to, but he'll probably be back in a
That's
quick little
fine.
moment there. Right? We don't need Beat anyways.
He
We're
went to
just
go get a
chilling.
popple.
He went to go get a popple. He saw there were popples on sale on eBay, and he made a mad dash to go get some popple. That's
Like,
got to be what it
buy
is.
now.
So Teal Flanagan, if you don't mind my asking, we have kind of seen some of the work that you've been putting out lately. What are some things that you're currently working on at the moment that we can maybe bug you to show us or talk about?
So because I've kind of just been taking a little breather for a couple of months, I've been a little low key with my art stuff and like, you know, taking the time to like clean my studio. I feel like a nice refresh is in order. But I think I'm going to be my next release I might be doing is my my Reaper, and he has like a little thing in the back. So oops. So I might be releasing him within the next, you know, month or two. But I think I might be releasing him as solid colors. I'm not sure if I'll do like full blown you know, limited editions. I haven't really decided yet. So we'll see.
That's a chunky boy. My goodness, dude. How tall is that thing? Like 6 inches? 8?
He's
holy cow.
Let's see.
You don't have to go
he's probably 6 inches. Yeah. But he's part of the like he's like the white cell one. Like he's from the you know, he has the white cell underneath. Well, not this particular one, but he's like part of that scene. So yeah.
And I'm so sorry because I was looking at the parting line. Is that a hollow or is that solid, dude? Yeah, on that figure. Yeah.
He's solid. He's solid resin. So you could see where I did the I molded him. So you can see like I put a line down where I wanted him to you know, I wanted him as even as possible when I molded him.
Holy cow,
yeah.
dude.
He's heavy. He's a good he's heavy for sure.
And that accessory is rad.
Thanks. I think I might put like a a magnet in it just so it like stays really, really nice. Because right now it kind of pops out because it's not long enough. But yeah, so that's on the docket right now. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Like I said, I haven't really been like really in depth with anything at the moment. So
well, how dare you be more concerned about your mental well-being and your actual health? What the fuck?
I know, right? God forbid. But I usually, honestly, I usually do this around this time of year. I usually get, around the end of the winter. It could be like, what is it, like the depression, like not depression, but seasonal depression. But usually this time of year, I'm just like, you know what? My studio needs to be cleaned. So I'll go through it all. I'll get rid of whatever I haven't used in a while. I just really clean everything out because then I just feel better. And then it just almost creates more of a creative surge in me. And then I'm just like, I can do this, I can do that. And, it just flows better once I'm in a clean environment. It doesn't always stay clean, but if I organize myself and then I know I'm good for the rest of the year, I'll know I'll cycle back around next year and do the same thing. And I kind of disappeared a little bit last year too, around the same time, I've noticed. But then I just, I get my head back into the game. Everybody needs a break once in a while to kind of revamp themselves. So I'm not being too hard on myself about it. So
you took 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks. It's gonna happen
right,
at minimum.
right. Yeah, I mean, everybody needs, and creativity, it's like you need to give yourself that. You need to give yourself a rest because it is, people don't realize how incredibly draining it is, how incredibly mentally exhausting it is. Like, yeah, we might not be, might not be like lifting rocks in the backyard or like doing heavy stuff, but it's tough on our bodies, like doing, sitting there painting them, or even like the chemicals that we use. I mean, the resin's not the healthiest thing for you, and silicone is not the healthiest thing for you. So you have to always be really careful with that kind of stuff. So giving yourself a break to kind of clean things up and just to kind of recap is really good for everybody. Everybody should do it. So
to mention, and I don't mean to be prying or imposing anything on you here, but you did mention you have ADHD. How's your hyperfixation?
Oh, you know how it goes. You know how it goes, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's hysterical how crazy it gets, and I do like to share things when I see them on Instagram. I'll share funny like ADHD stories, because like I can go, like right now I'm cycling through like what do I want to do, like hyperfixating on my room right now, and then they'll be like, oh, but I see this, like you saw me like hyperfixating on that, like you know what I mean. So yeah, it can get crazy. There's sometimes where I have to like calm myself down, because then I'm like buying stuff and like
not sleeping, not eating.
well,
just a little bit more work to go.
Yeah, it's funny because I do love to sleep. So I'm always like, I definitely have like, I have always kept myself on a good sleeping schedule. Not that I sleep through the night, but usually I quit work. I try to quit work around 4 or 5, just because of my back. Like I can't sit on the chair for too long, because that sitting, is just, it hurts at times. So it's like, okay. So and then I make sure that I go to bed early, because I'm old. So I need my rest.
Well, and like you kind of pointed out, getting hit by a car will kind of do that shit to your human body.
Yeah. Like I have to give myself some grace. You know what I mean? I have to be like, okay, you need to lay down now and stretch yourself out. But I go to bed kind of early, but I get up really early. Like I've always been an early riser. So, a lot of my friends in this community, they go to bed very late. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't do it. Like this time of night, I'm just like, I can't. My brain is like done. But yeah, like I'll do it in the morning. Like I have more energy in the morning than I do at night, for sure. So
One thing that I wanted to ask you about, and my about, and I don't know if you guys talked about it or not, probably not by the looks on your faces.
What about
but so the show that just passed, the Apocalyptico 2, the Lab 9 show, which I think is, at least here on the show, and I think a lot of people that watch show, it's probably one of our favorite shows of the year. You were not in Apocalyptico 1, right? It was just
I was not.
You were not. Okay, so it was just the second one. What was that experience like for you?
So are we being honest here? Are we being honest?
Yes, absolutely.
So I love doing shows. But because I was a little under the weather, and my I have some, like, my mother-in-law was in the hospital, and there was like all this going on, and it was a little like chaotic around here. So I didn't get to fully enjoy it. I'll be honest with you. I feel cheated.
Yeah.
So if I had my head in the game, I would have done something over the top, but because it was more of a, and I don't want to sound like I'm not I just wish I was in a better headspace, that I could have enjoyed it as much as I really wanted to enjoy it, because fucking apocalyptic stuff and like cyberpunk, like that's fucking my jam. You know what I mean? That's my jam. So I really wanted to do like, synthwave, like something like totally like 80s, but I just I couldn't do it. I just didn't have like the mental and the time to do what I was hoping to do, unfortunately. So that's my confession of the night. So yeah.
What the fuck is that question?
What's that?
Thanks, guys.
I know, right? Like right as you started to answer it, I'm just like, all right, well, what's a good follow-up question where you can be like, yeah, I really killed that one.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. No, don't get me wrong. Like I really loved, like I do thought it, because I thought he was really cute and I really enjoyed him. But was it what I was hoping that I wanted to do? No. But I said I was going to do it, and unfortunately I had to pull out of another one that I wanted to do at this around the same time, and I physically couldn't do it because of my family situation. But
this conversation sucks. B sucks. What's your favorite toy you've made this year? What's your favorite piece you've made this year? What are you most proud of?
This year, that was the only one I made this year. So, oh wait, no, that's not true. I made Chun-Li. This year.
Oh, that's a dope one. Very cool.
This is that was my first one of the year. And I think honestly, I think I'm gonna really like this guy. I'm excited to finally. He's been in the work in progress for about a year now, so I'm excited to pull the trigger on him and to get him out there to people. So yeah, and then who knows? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I would really like to go down the more retro line, but I might start stepping away from Mr. White Cells, and go down more of like, the retro action figure. We'll see. I'm just throwing it out there into the universe at this point. So
hey, you never know.
It'll happen.
It'll be cool, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I'll just wing it and it'll all come together. I have no doubt, you know what I mean? The universe will bring me where I'm meant to be. So
that's it.
And 2023 is actually pretty young still. So I'm even just curious, what's one of your favorite pieces you're most proud of in general?
In general, oh my God. Okay, so I think the one that I'm absolutely positively, I don't even have him, which makes me sad, but you might be able to find him on my Instagram, is the Baby Yoda. Well, his name's not Baby Yoda, but back in the day, he was Baby Yoda. He was a labor of fucking love. Like when he came out, I had like, I'm jumping on this bandwagon hardcore right now. So I was one of the earlier ones that this fucking thing was like this fucking big. It was like a full blown doll. Like I was like, I'm gonna stuff the body. I'm gonna make it movable. Like the whole 9 yards. Like sewing the costume. Like top to bottom. It was like crazy town. And I got them all done within like I think 4 months or so. I promised everybody I'd have them out for Christmas, and I did. So it was a lot of fucking work, but I did it. And I'm so proud of myself about that whole thing. And he's just the cutest thing. And so yeah. And it's cute because I look at him now and I think of how, how you can totally tell that he's no, not that one. No, the bigger one. Like the fucking big one. That's just a baby. This again, you have to scroll down like forever. Like it's probably 4 years old.
I'll keep scrolling and I'll find it later. We'll pull that up. I don't want to bore you guys to see me scroll.
He's crazy. He was crazy, but I'm really, really happy with how he came out for sure. And I did like a whole box for him and had him in his little bed. Of course, I can't just do something simple. I was like sewing the bed and made the pillow and had the little toad, and I'm crazy.
Packaging in your boxes, you put a lot of time into those packaging and boxes from what I've seen.
Well, thank you. I can't take the credit for the the artwork because I am not that talented. I don't do my artwork. So
quick question for you. So Chrysosaurus Rex asked, they said you should make have you ever made a glowworm? Have you ever like sculpted one?
Now that I said it, we put it into the universe, everyone. We need to make a glowworm.
That's kind of what I was hoping you'd say. There you go. Bam.
And we should make it like squishy, Squishy.
There you go. Can you make it light up to like a real glowworm? That would be awesome.
I think we need to do this. I think this needs to happen. I'm just saying. I just think it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I agree with everybody. Let's do it.
And a popple. I don't know how you'd make a popple. That would be that'd be pretty insane too.
I think, yeah, I would have to then I have to take my sewing machine out. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That's like the earlier costume. That's the prototype right there.
You just won't stop busting our balls over here tonight. We're trying.
Yeah, no, that's still the prototype. If you go up a little bit. Yeah, that's yeah. He was adorable. Oh, and see, there's all of I had a whole bunch of them. So yeah, he was fun.
Dude, I like his fuzzy little hairs. His stupid head.
I know, I can't. He's so cute. I mean, that was the cutest thing that was out at that time, So I was like, I have to do it. It's too cute not to. So, yeah.
Awesome. That was cool.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely killer, dude.
Oh, Pocket Salsa took the words right out of my mouth. So this other artist in Pocket Salsa says that if you do make a glowworm, you can collab with Epoch Art and make it glow because he puts a lot of electric lights and switches and stuff like that. So
teach me.
Yeah, right.
I would love to do that.
Which leads to a pretty good point.
I was just talking to a friend and I was like, hey, do you know how to do LED lighting? Because I want to know how to do it. I want to light everything up. But I'm like, oh God, that's another rabbit hole, right? I mean,
yeah.
But I'm like, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. That'd be so
fun. There's another rabbit hole. It's just that you're just sliding deeper down the one you're in.
This is true. I mean, it's all connected, right? It can all be used for something. It's just knowledge. I just love to learn. I just love to learn new things.
Coming up to having you hostage for an hour now. Out of curiosity, is there anything you want to drop on us?
Um, not really. I mean, I just really appreciate you guys having me on at my, you know, me being kind of sick, but just enjoying your company. And I really enjoyed all the questions. And I'm glad we could talk. It's been an honor, honestly. I've had such a blast.
Well, thank
Such a
you for
blast. And you
sticking
guys,
it out.
yeah, and and it's great to be able to like talk to you guys and like almost like, little fire under my bum, and I'm just like, maybe I'll do that. Like, oh, here comes the creativity,
Yeah. You got global
Maybe
make now.
forward.
There you go.
So yeah. So I needed this, and I appreciate you guys, and I really loved it, and thank you for everyone who was watching it and dealing with my awkwardness and my, blah 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 blah, my Sudafed stumbles. But
You were
thank
awesome.
you.
You were awesome.
I
A
appreciate
pro.
it. Oh, thanks.
CL Flanagan, thank you so much for coming in. I'm sure we'll
Thank
talk
you
to you
so
again at some
much.
point.
I hope
Get
so.
out. It always feels so crappy. I hate doing the remote. Anybody from Zoom headquarters, if you're watching, you gotta create some kind of weird, just like quick button thing that just shoots people out of here. CL Flanagan, what a gem, dude.
I felt like I should have given her a heads up, like, hey, you're gonna get cut off real quick, no offense, but he's just gonna flip the light switch and you're gonna.
I don't know how to ever warn anybody about that.
I know.
To be fair, she had a look on her face of kind of like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Bye, goodbye.
But yeah,
What a treat.
great interview, man. Great interview. Super talented, man, just like across the board. Dude, I think like the dentistry with the tooling, right? And the cake making with the sculpting. How interesting, dude. That is super cool. What's the real estate like in Rhode Island? Anybody know?
I don't know anything about Rhode Island. I'm gonna be totally honest. What kind of crazily threw me off there was I didn't detect a single accent, and I literally thought that she was like playing a trick on me and saying New York and Boston intentionally with a heavy New York accent. Is Rhode Island in New York?
What?
Is Rhode Island? What the fuck?
Did you say is Rhode Island in New York? Rhode Island is a state, you Canadian. New York, another state.
Treat though. Yo, those things are fucking huge though, by the way, man. And you know what they almost make you think of? Maybe it's because of the Christmas vibe. Very almost like Hallmark. That's almost the level of quality. If you're gonna see this kind of shit in like a commercial state, it's gotta be like $100 or more. What the fuck? You're fired. King Dingus. Fired for what? We're crushing it over here. We're killing it.
Oh man. But yeah, dude, I mean, really cool work. I mean, God, dude, the way that it's funny, man. Like you hear someone's story, like we see where they're at now, and then we kind of hear their story, how they got there, dude. And how many people have we talked to where they got into this, and I don't want to say they kind of fell into it, but it was like something else led to something else, and then here we are. And who knows, maybe this is another stepping stone into something else. But it's interesting, man, how that kind of plays out over time.
I think a lot of times our homies in the toy scene don't necessarily maybe understand. Oh yeah, fuck, King Dingus is from California too, so of course they probably think I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was hoping maybe at least they'd be Canadian. They'd think I was on something.
There's your fun fact of the day. Yuckamuck underlines Rhode Island is the tiniest state in the union. So
tiniest state is one of the biggest artists.
You know what, dude? And it's so funny. Like you look on a map where it's at, and it's this little tiny dot on the far east coast, right? And so that's why I asked. I mean, you probably thought that it sounded random as hell, and it still was a little bit random. But like, what's the toy and art scene out like in Rhode Island of all places? You know what I mean?
Picturing macaroni art with little seashells and some beach sand on a piece of paper.
Macaroni.
T.L. Flanagan, you've got some heavy comp.
Why macaroni? Where does that come in?
I don't know, just picturing somebody selling macaroni out by the seashore. It's Rhode Island.
Oh man, selling macaroni on the beach, man. That's the two. When I think of the beach, I'm thinking macaroni, man. That's for sure.
Hey, Crumb, the 5-year plan. Macaroni or Rhode Island beaches, dog. Catch me outside.
Man.
We don't even need Toyz to entertain you guys for 2 hours. We got this shit under wraps.
So what you want to do? You want to show a
So
piece?
what I want to do, I want to actually show up a really cool piece. Yeah, I'm going to show off that really cool giveaway piece. So if anybody actually in the chat there hasn't had a chance to see what's going on, we're going to be pulling up a piece from our good buddy Johnny Marbles. Bow, bow, bow. Now, Johnny Marbs, you might be able to actually give us a little bit more insight on this, because I believe this is actually a collabo that you're working on with another individual, Beast 7. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to butcher it if I don't get it right. Here we go. Share screen. Boom. 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 Prototype figure from my boy, Johnny Marbles. Going to be Beast 1772. I was almost going to miss that one. So we're going to have one of these beauties here for you guys. B's got it sitting at home. It's going to be this. I believe it's this coppery guy right here that you've got. B did send me a nice clean picture of it. What the fuck do I know? I checked my downloads. Wasn't there. Welcome to the shit show, folks. This guy here is going to be up for grabs, though. It's going to be the first batch of Proto Bears done, ready to bag up. This is why we were saying we're going to be freaking bear kicking a nice good old giveaway your guys' way. This is going to be his first figure that they've released. I believe it's going to be a 3D design. There you have it. Hey, Johnny, who did the paints on those? Yourself or Beast? Yourself. Right? Who doesn't want macaroni art from the beach?
You know what, dude? And shit, man, that's my bad. The person who did the paint is on the back side of the card, and I don't think I sent that to you. I don't know if I even took a picture of it, but there was 3 different artists on there on the back side of the card.
You guys heard it here first, folks. It wasn't the dumbass stoner this time.
No, it was me. It was me. It was me. God dang it. You know what? Let me look real quick and see if I did take a picture of it.
Oh man, amateur hour this evening. Anybody who wants in on that giveaway, if you haven't had a chance yet to chime in and to let us know that you are sitting in the room hanging out and would like that, please chime in, give us your name. I've been trying to catch you guys throughout the evening to make sure that we can actually get you in there. Otherwise, there's a whole bunch of our homies who have drops coming up and or drops that have been happening today. We're going to be pulling those up in one quick second, because I know even one of our good buddies there, Pocket Salsa, the good old dude who wants to load his pockets with nothing but salsa and love, he's got a drop that actually happened this afternoon, a fantastic one. We're going to be pulling this up. I feel, dude, why do we suck tonight?
You know what, dude? This internet over here cut out on me like 2 or 3 times, and every minute I'll look up and you're like, You're just stuck. Yeah.
Check this shit out. So I'm going to pull up Pocket Salsa's page, because this is one of those situations where we're looking at one of the homies who actually has under 1,000 followers, and these prices are absolutely astounding in my opinion. I've seen the size of some of these pieces that they're working with here. There's like 10 USD, 15 USD, absolutely astounding. 5 USD on a miscast share, sold, eat a dick. If you guys missed the episode where we were talking to Pocket Salsa, Grandma's owl, this owl is actually representational from a piece that his grandmother used to have. He ended up casting it up and molding it up to want to try and get them to all the family members out there. So that's actually a pretty important piece for those of you out in the scene there. This piece here is actually a collaboration with Bootleg Toy Co. What else we got here? You know, this sold out really quickly, and I'm kind of stoked as hell on this, because a lot of people don't really know this, but down in the Patchy world, it was very common actually in the Patchosaurs. You'd have like a Godzilla, and the Godzilla is riding these tanks. And I love weird little nods to vintage ass shit like that. And if you haven't seen, Rambo Toys actually has some toys like that. And while we're on the topic of that, so Pocket Salsa's got that drop happening today. But we've talked about the fact that we love seeing what collectors grab as well. So you guys know I love my good old buddy One Trick Pony. This always makes me really stoked because I love One Trick Pony's work, and I know that he sometimes watches our show, and I know that he trusts our style, and I know that he loves some Toxic Fumes toys, who we talk about all the time. But check this shit out, some Rambo Kiss. We've been sharing this toy nonstop lately. I love this fucking figure. Bliss Receptor was actually kind enough to let me know what toy line this came from. If any of you guys want that, let me know. I can drop them in the DMs. I do not know it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, it feels dope to see the good old One Trick Pony land two of the Rambo Kisses toys. Those are fantastic. You're wondering what our collector buddies are grabbing. That's some of the shit they're grabbing. Boom. I am seeing you guys drop your roll call names in the chat, by the way. And yeah, King Dingus Teeth. That's your fucking like weird other maker half pocket salsa. You fucking teeth weirdos. A Tempest War Made 1. This account ended up falling into my lap here this afternoon. I am digging the hell out of this, man. Wile E. Coyote squashed version from the Looney Tunes.
I love that.
That's sick as hell, dude.
I love that, dude. And you know what, man, Looney Tunes is cartoons that I ended up watching when I got a little bit older, just because I would come home and I want to say maybe it was Nickelodeon, or there was a channel where there was a block of shows that I would watch. And I know Looney Tunes was in there. And I remember thinking to myself, man, am I too old to be watching this? But those were funny, dude. Like Speedy Gonzales, Looney Tunes, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote. Dude, great stuff.
Stuff. Now, this artist is actually just over that 1,000 mark. We did end up pointing them out when they had these guys here. This is Crack times 3, or Crack 3 times. This was that smile face toy that they released that you and I were both just blown away with. It's crazy to me where we're seeing certain vinyl and toys come from right now from accounts that are basically like appearing brand new. This is one of their newest drops coming out, the Evil Dragon Nidhogg, coming tomorrow. So this is actually going to be dropping Friday morning. Check that sweet little freaking hoodie on him. So it's going to be 20 of those guys there. Price 85 USD each plus shipping. Size on them 13.5. So yeah, 5.3 inches. Damn.
5.3. Wow, that's
massive.
That's a big piece. Yeah.
It's huge. See, Peter, Jay, and I said we weren't really going to go there tonight, but I would like to point out very interesting to me to toy connoisseurs. We pull up a 5-point-something-inch figure. We know that's fucking monolithic. TL Flanagan, I'm a little insulted by what you consider small.
I already. Oh, man.
Custom Jerk, another toy we're seeing here today. Happy belated Friday the 13th. This was posted 7 weeks ago, but you know what? They fell into our laps today. They're an account under 1,000. You looking for some good old magnets and some freaking sick little sculpt work? Get on over to Custom Jerk. High Proof Toys lately is just absolutely killing it, man. These are insane to me. Now, you and I already know that Rex Shorespin is actually half of the High Proof Toy team. We love the Rex Shorespin stuff. This was their piece for the Clutter Magazine Glow in the Dark Gallery show. I don't even understand what the fuck is happening here. This is sick as shit.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what that is. That's cool, though.
I'm disturbed by how many of the homies agree that 5 is massive. Titty Bean Toys is doing something that I actually think is very dope, mainly because what's very important when we look at Titty Bean Toy pieces is that they've been able to sustain a Patreon that has just been absolutely crushing it, in my opinion, for the last 2 years, potentially. That thing is almost always sold out completely. Now, this is an opportunity for anybody who wasn't a part of the Patreon. These are actually very specific packs that would typically only be available to Patreon individuals through drops or through claim sales. It's going to be the first 3 original Tussle figures that Titty Bean has actually made for this set. So you're going to get an opportunity to get one of the first 3 original characters in it making. The Witch Doctor, the Frankenstalker, and of course, is a Split Switch? Fuck, why do I always get that guy wrong? Slip?
No.
Shift.
Shift.
There we go. And 5 out of the 6 bags are going to be glow in the dark. I would imagine the one that's not will probably be the super insane clear one. So, oh no. And the other thing that's going to be coming up is we've been talking about this figure quite a few times. There's something about the amount of like symmetrical, perfect geometrical shapes combined with these very like organic shapes that we've got here. I fucking love this figure, man. Titty Bean, dude. Gorgeous work, homie. So I believe there's going to be a couple of these dudes here in his Etsy shop as well. Of course, the UV, the glow in the dark. You've been seeing these guys drop in. You already know about these.
Those are sick, man. Yeah, and just like you said, dude, it's in another original fig, dude. That's just, dang, look at that one on the far right, dude. The eyes on that thing.
That's this figure glowing in the dark.
Oh, that is
sick. That's what I'm assuming. Or is this is glow in the dark? This is UV. Yeah, this is UV. This is glow in the dark.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Titty's killing it, dude. I don't mean to do this to you guys. I know you guys already know we love Titty Bean's work, but this still might be one of my favorite figures of 2023. There's something about the fact so many of us are fucking COVID toy people that like this shit just hit a special spot, dude.
Dope, man.
Tens were made, and yeah, Johnny Mars. We got the pocket salsa. I don't know how I didn't catch this one. Zymat Co, bro. Stupid. Okay, so I like the elements going into this toy, dude, because this dude's been like kind of working on this ever since the last drop, it would seem. This is the faker, right? The fake ape. Where is it? He's got the name for it. I don't care too much about the name right this second. I'm more intrigued about this thing. I love how the helmet design has literally been made to like kind of like tuck behind the ears. It's like he's got this fucking gorilla thing under wraps, man. He did all the stupid fucking teeth individually, clear coating the insides of them. When I saw him doing the teeth individually, I wanted to cry. Like, get out of here. What are you doing? And then, dude, for them to all then also have these stupid all-seeing eye, fake Astro Ape alternative. Oh, Zanako, I got there eventually. Cut me some slack. He's beautiful. Yes. Fake Astro Ape. Jesus. Took another one. But look at this thing, man. It's beautiful.
Death Anima Studios in the house. Hello. How are you? I'm sorry, dude. Go ahead.
No, I'm just give me a mop. That's all I need.
Those are sick, man. And those things are out. I believe that first run sold out, correct?
Sold out so fast, man.
Yeah.
This shit reminds me of something that you'd see like in a movie hanging in like some dingy like smoke shop, and they just happen to have some toys for kids that like go in there too. You know what I mean? Like there's something like really nostalgic fucking bootleg Pocky Streets of Hong Kong, just rip it off the side. I'm buying this about this toy, man. Good drop. Like, and they went all out. Look at this shit. I know Ordinary Toys. I'm giving them the idea for Velcroing those header cards. Beautiful fucking marketing shots in them, by the way. What a rad toy, man. What a rad toy. So I'm sorry I got the name wrong, but it's a cool toy, Zymat Co.
It is dope, man. Good one.
Holy cow, dude. Hey, before I ruin anything, the toy that you're going to be showing off today isn't the one you posted on your wall today, right?
No.
Oh, man, I want to look at that thing real quick. That thing is rad as hell. For anybody who didn't end up seeing Beat of the J's post, he ended up actually getting this really nice piece by Ordinary Toys. It is just so sick. I don't even understand how Ordinary Toys doesn't even have this displayed anywhere on their page whatsoever. There's just something really simple, super fucking dope about that. I don't know, man. The more I was looking at it, the more I was thinking about things. It even kind of reminds me of like the rubber gloves that all of our homies have to wear when they're doing all the resin casting and shit. And it's kind of like, oh, damn, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of even symbolic of that. You ended up finding it symbolic of the fact that it's like, hello, you know, that like greeting into like toy scenes and then introducing yourself is what you do in the toy scene and shit. Love that figure, man. Ordinary Toys, you're insane. Killing it, homie. Beat of the J. I don't even know if you're still there, homie. So you might come back in a moment or two. While we wait for Beat of the J, I'm going to tell you guys about this fucking rad-ass Hobo Toyz piece that I've got here. So extraterrestrial, if you're chilling in the chat there, I know that you're actually a big old fan of the old Hobo Toyz as well. This gentleman here is actually the Taffy Battleman. Now, what makes Taffy Battleman so sick, in my opinion, is not only is he an original sculpt from the ground up, but if you're familiar with the work of Hobo Toyz, then you're actually going to be familiar with the Beast toy that he has, that little fucking, you guys know. So that's actually the face that this guy here is actually wearing on the back of his vest there. I'm digging the fact that you've got some nice UV reactive sparkles chilling in this nice little hand here. All 3 points of articulation. Head is actually going to be that sunken in magnet with the neck part hanging out inside there. Pops inside nicely. Boom. That is my rad-ass Hobo Toyz piece. Nice and big if you need a head to compare it to. Peter the J disappeared. I guess he's having hotel internet issues. I know most of you are only here for his gorgeous face. I wish I'd gotten a chance to get more of your names into the wheel, because I would just give you a little spin of the wheelie right now, but that's not the case. So we're just flying a little bit blind at the moment. Why the heck not? That's just how we roll. About to say, it looks like Smarties. Thanks, Suki. If any of you guys have drops, this just feels like a weird one tonight. We are dropping the ball left, right, and center here tonight. B should be back in a second. I hope B's back in a second. Otherwise, though, we didn't bring a whole lot of cool shit to show you guys here tonight. We're keeping it a little bit quick, so I apologize. Damn. Yo, Hello Radical Toys, dude. I'm going to fire you over a link. Come join me. Come hang out. If any of you guys don't know, Hello Radical Toys is probably one of the best friends I've got in this toy scene. We chill every single morning. So he's going to come bail us out, apparently. Boom, 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 boom. I appreciate all of you guys in the chat chilling, hanging out, making sure to check out all the cool toys that we see in this scene every week. This is what happens when it's just crumbs. I'll be totally honest with you. If we don't get them back in about 5 minutes or so, I'm probably just going to end up dropping you guys on the call, because I can't grab all of you and add you into the wheel of names, the Wonder Wheel, in order to make sure I catch you all. This is how it just goes. Yeah, Pocket Salsa. Thanks, dude. Saving the day there. So while we wait for B the J or Hello Radical Toys to join me, let's go on over to the Bootleg Toy Co. page. Damn, dudes. Brutal tonight. Down. Bootleg Toy Co. See, this is what happens when I've got to do all these things. I don't have the fucking homie B to the J to fill in this dead airspace. You guys are just stuck watching me pull up and navigate random ass screens on my own and stained coffee mugs. Boom. So Pocket Salsa is actually talking about this figure here. It's going to be the Fly Bites getting ready for the Goobies. If anybody doesn't actually know, I think it's actually pretty sick that Bootleg Toy Co., in my opinion, is probably like the go-to person at this point that you'd be able to do collaborations with. It seems as though they've got an eye for being able to take illustrations and just turn them into a figure. That seems to be kind of like their gift. 60s dime stores toy, and I think Zimpt nailed it. Zimpt nailed it. Oh, Zimmit. Zymot. Zymot Co. There we go. B to the J. Boom. Hello Radical. Boom. This is how we're flying now. B, I didn't know if you're coming back, so I'd invite our good old fucking buddy Hello Radical Toys into the chat for a moment. Hello Radical Toys.
What's up, man? Funny seeing you here. Oh man, I just connected.
There you go.
Hello Radical Toys, a little bit of an impromptu pull-in, dude. Thank you for coming in on such a random notice. Tell us about yourself. Tell us a little bit about Hello Radical Toys. Who are you? What's up?
I'm Hello Radical Toys.
That might have been the worst rendition ever. That'll do. You know what? If anybody here is just joining us, Hello Radical Toys and I were actually talking about this today. Hello Radical Toys has been a part of the landscape for a little while now, and it's almost impossible to picture the toy landscape without Hello Radical Toys, I would say. Dude, what are you cooking up over there?
What am I cooking up? Nothing right now. I was in bed. I hopped out of bed for this.
Ain't that the way of the toy boys, man? How many toy people have had to say, I hopped out of bed for this? Dude.
You know, it's just hella rainy out here in California today. The weather's insane. So I just was like, fuck this. I'm taking a shower. I'm getting comfy.
Well, you know how it is. When it's raining, you can't quite cast, man.
Yeah.
But you've casted up some solid as fuck Kerfloss Goth Rebel soldiers.
Right. I only have one left actually, so I can't really show them off.
You only have one left, so you can't show it off. All I'm hearing is that I've got one to show off.
I have one.
Boom. So if any of you aren't familiar, there's some Hoth Rebel soldiers. That's going to be a piece done by Kerfloss that was originally molded and cast by Kerfloss, now in the hands of Death and Straw, or oh my fucking god, Hello Radical Toys.
And then also now Resin Blood has it, I think. The mold.
Now Resin Blood has it as well.
You can collect whoever, you know.
You happen to have an interview that's coming up. Are you able to talk about that interview at all? Should we know about that at all?
I'm going to talk to Toys on Tap next Tuesday, the 14th. So I guess I'll know the episode comes out when after that. I can't hear you.
You can never hear it. It's mute on. So otherwise, though, look forward to Hello Radical Toys on some Toys on Tap. And are you able to talk about that art show that you're currently making pieces for?
Which one?
Oh, you got multiple? What multiple art shows you got going on over there, Hello Radical Toys?
I have some show called Staff Picks at the end of April. Has like Dano Brown in it and Junk Fed and I honestly don't know how they got my name up in there. I think they got confused with who I was.
But that's kind of what I mean, man. You're a part of the landscape at this point. Like you like to kind of joke that you're not like a big name or anything in the scene, but
they don't know who I was. I was like, how the fuck did I get up here? But I'll take it.
And what are the big plans for that show? Have you been already plotting that out? You gonna tell us a little bit of what you're maybe thinking for that show?
Staff picks, you know, for a video shop kind of theme. And so I was definitely thinking something that I would have picked up as a child for reals, or that I always saw and liked, you know what I mean? Like honestly, when I think of the video store as a kid, the video store I always went to had like all these movie posters everywhere, and I would like to stare at like the Evil Dead one. Like I was like, whatever, this Evil Dead. Like as a little kid, I was like, why does this skull has eyes? What the fuck? So I mean, I don't know. There's a couple ideas floating around. We'll see which really I hammer out here in the next few days or so.
Dude, you know we always like to ask people, what's the toy that probably got you into making toys? What's like your like all-time favorite toy that kind of just inspired you to be where you are now?
Well, there's a guy who's not much in the scene anymore named Voodoo, and he gave me a resin diver that he did. It was like the first toy he ever made when he was like messing around with it, which was I believe in like 2015, maybe late 2014, but I think early 2015. And that was maybe the piece for me that, you know what I mean? Like I saw that and it was like, it like glowed really well. And so I was like, okay, like I want to make shit like that glows like that. Crazy.
How are you just sitting over there so quiet? We have like one of our oldest homies just chilling here. You got nothing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Bro, this fucking internet, bro, like straight up has me thrown for a fucking loop tonight, man. I'm like trying to get caught up in the chat. I'm watching Hella talk, and I'm like, and I thought you were honestly talking about another piece, bro. I thought you were gonna say something about scraped resin, right? Like, where's the homie scraped resin at, man? You got any word on that guy?
No, I don't have I keep forgetting. I wanted to hit up, like, you know, you were talking about like VSOP or whatever, apparel.
Yeah.
Hit him up to be like, hey, where is this dude?
Yeah. Dude, he had all those wrestling figures going that I was excited that they were going to come out, dude. And he just kind of.
I just loved his work. I loved the look of it. Everything really spoke to me. And, you know, felt sentence or whatever. I like that.
Yeah, it's good shit too. Damn, bro, like I've been meaning to come out and see you too, man. That job site.
Don't drive over here.
Bro, you know what's funny though? You showed me where you're at, and it's actually on my way out to Sonora. But the weather in Sonora, I don't know if you follow that much, but dude, it's just been hell out there. So been skipping that route recently, but we'll be back on it next week. We'll have to look up.
Hell yeah. You know, I'm always.
Oh, I don't want to keep you too long, man. I got two big questions for you, probably the two most important ones. One, who's your favorite toy maker, not counting yourself on the scene right now? Second, what's the best wax to dab at the moment?
Oh my God. Oh, I dab this brand Paper Planes pretty exclusively for some reason, even though they're not the highest quality, but they're consistent. They're very consistent, and for the price point, I like what I get or whatever. And then I don't know the best toy maker right now. That's hard. That's a on the spot asshole question. Like, what do I even say? You know, so many great makers right now that I can't pick just one. Like, I don't know. I've been inspired by everybody lately. I don't know. I'm gonna say General Porpoise. Fuck it. That's my guy. I look at his stuff every day. I look at his stuff. I'm like, that stuff's sick. Like, what the fuck? I need one of those. But then I just, you know how it is.
General Porpoise, dude. That dude's. Get out of here.
He's all right. He's all right.
All right, well, thanks for saving the day, dude. I'm going to push you the fuck out of here. Try and have a good night. Try not to take your pants off.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for jumping in, dude. Appreciate that.
Oh, dude. You should have seen me. The ball was just going, chasing it. It was bouncing away, rolling it. I was tripping, shoelaces tangled.
Basically, my shit cut out like right when you went to my page and you were talking about Ordinary Toys page with the hand, and you were like in a the whole screen was like the hand, but then I could see you off to the side and you were in a weird pose. You were like this, and and what it's been doing is going out for a second, then it'll come back. This time it did not come back. So, anyways,
holy shit, we are off the game today, dude. I got the wheel pulled up here, and luckily. Hella coming in, give me a couple moments to be able to grab some names that might have been missed in the name. I'm going to pull up that wheel here for anybody who wants to win that Johnny Marbles Proto Bear figure. Here we go. We're getting there, home slice.
Oh, all good.
We're just killing it tonight, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, for your patience. One day we'll get this all figured out. You know, every time we think we've got the hang of things, here we are. All right. Sometimes a little bit easier for folks to be able to understand if they are on the wheel. If I do a quick little roll call, so we've got Street Fight, SPDX, Nim Studios, Jazz Wizard, Strike 7, Johnny Marbles, Uncle Spank, Pocket Salsa, T. Harrison, Fletcher Sandvik, King Dingus, Jack Skies, Darn Don't Care, Mr. Ordinary, Folklorian, Dookie McFartsniffle, Brett Porpoise, Carolina Cool Cat, Zymot Co., Skilled One, Mike Stratford, Jessica Bushinsky, New Transylvania, Chrysosaurus Rex, Dre Z's, Bootleg Toy Code, Death and Strawberries, King Dingus. I think I just had on there twice. I saw. There we go. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, loser. Yuckamuck, Burial Boba, Bubba Rock, Mecha Ducky, Rec Shops, Respin. What the hell? Damn, Rec Shop Resin. We've been getting that wrong all the time. I keep calling you Rec Shore Spin, almost like you're kind of like Teddy Rexpin.
Well, you said that earlier, and I didn't want to correct you, but I was like, what the fuck did you just say?
Dr. Ease, I've got you on there, dude. Dre Aziz. Hey, and also, Dre Aziz did a drop this past week. I can't believe we didn't pull that up there. I will make sure to pull up your page before we leave here tonight, homie. My apologies. I am not on the ball. Is Hasbin even here tonight? I don't think Hasbin showed up. If he did, he's purposely not chiming in because he will not stop winning everything. Recycle Galaxy, Recollection, Toys. If you did not hear yourself, Calico Chris Tattoos, you got it, dog. B, did you by chance end up getting a call out from Eddie, Hurt Toys, or anybody else? You're gone, apparently. All right, perfect. Resin Blood, I know you're almost always watching, so you know what? You get a free pass tonight. You're on the wheel because I'm almost positive that you're watching. Toys on Tap, what is going on? Abe, thank you for joining us, man. I'm going to toss you onto this wheel. If you missed it, you're getting a prototype bear from Johnny Marbles tonight. All right, Prep Porpoise, Jazz Wizard, Death and Strawberries, Pocket Salsa, Death and Strawberries. I think I got you on there, homie. Suki, I believe I got you on here, but let me do a quick little scanning, make sure. No, Suk, thanks for grabbing that, dude. Sorry, I missed you, homie. I thought I copied and pasted you. Hello, Radical, I might have missed getting you on the wheel. See, this is what happens, guys. We trying. All right, Hello Radical Toys. Let me grab you. Dookie McFartsniffle. I will never forget your name now. I will never tongue twister on that ever again. I'm pretty sure I said that like 50 times into the mirror earlier tonight. I was doing my tongue exercises. All right. Suki, yeah, I got you, dog. Me. Yeah, I got you, homie. If you guys don't realize, too, like, this is a pretty sick piece, in my opinion. Yes, there you are. It's going to be a prototype piece of 3 in general. So in my opinion, rad as fuck. It's not often that you end up getting a proto piece. Proto peeps are almost always grails in my opinion. Anybody not seen it? Johnny Marbles, did I actually put you on the wheel for your own toy? Yes, I did. You don't get to win your own proto bear, dude. You already sent it over to B to the J. That's just how life goes. Eat it. Yuckamuck, tongue exercises, yes. Dookie McFartsniffle, yes. Go, Jazz Wizard, go. Alrighty, there we go. Problems get Death Anime on there. Death Anime, thank you very much, Jazz Wizard. I don't know how I missed that. Boom, you guys are killing it. See, this is it's really not B and I that do this show. It's all of you guys. B to the J is getting admitted again. You SOB. You owe me so many beaters after this episode. All right. So if anybody didn't get a chance to speak up and let me know that you want on that wheel, it's going. It's getting spun. It's spin dingling. I believe that at this point we've probably made sure to catch everybody if you were missing on that wheel. So let's give this a spinny. And that's what's up. The wheel knows when karma is due. Toyz on Tap is going to be having our good old buddy Hello Radical Toys coming on there soon. We don't know when it's going to air, but they're going to be doing that soon. We were just talking about Abe. Abe does a lot for this community. Abe actually doesn't even ended up giving away. And sorry, Yucko Toys / Toyz on Tap just ended up doing a sick giveaway for that Garden State Kaiju figure. And what is that? That fucking dinosaur you're all obsessed with, that green one with the neon white paint app and the little yellow eyeballs. And you know what I'm talking about, the Geddes figure. Yes. So I'm glad that you got that. Congratulations, Toyz on Tap. That's how the Karma Wheel works. That's what it should be called. Fuck the Wonder Wheel, Karma Wheel.
Karma Wheel. Dude, you're such a pro, bro.
No.
I'm going to show this piece before my shit comes out again. Yeah? The piece I'm showing tonight, I brought with me because I am gifting it to Strafe 7 because I have a couple different versions of this, and I know he likes this artist. But this right here is an adult costume from Green Plastic Tunnels. The thing that I like about this one is it is a true, most of his stuff is a one-off. This one is a true one-off. This one was not advertised because of the blue arm on the left side here. This piece, I think it had either come apart or broken possibly. I can't remember what the actual story was with this one, but he basically had he said, hey, I need to replace one of the arms. What color do you want? So I asked for blue for, I don't know what reason, just because it was different from my other ones, I think. So anyways, adult costume, as speaking of Garden State Kaiju, Stephen Geddes, right? So this was sculpted by Stephen Geddes, casted by his son, Green Plastic Tunnels. How about that, dude? How about that? How about
you? My brain was sitting over here like,
yeah. Dude, that's nuts. Okay, well, that was cool. So anyways, that's what I got for Strafe 7 tonight. Green Plastic Tunnels, adult costume sculpted by Stephen Geddes. And it's dope. And it is signed on the bottom. 1 of 1.
Andy.
Yeah. So very cool. That's what I got for that. Is there something else I can say just real quick? Or did you have something? I'm going to say it just real quick, man. So I'm down in San Diego. And to be honest with you, dude, I came down here for some training on various things. One of them is something that state of California is pushing right now. And what that is Narcan devices in first aid kits on construction sites. So we had to go through this whole course basically on Narcan, how to use it, how to administer it. And then of course they start taking you through videos of fentanyl abuse and fentanyl overdoses, all kinds of shit like that. I'm not going to fucking preach to anybody. All I know is that if you or anybody that fucks with that, stop. Like, that shit is incredibly dangerous. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or how to live your life. But I know that shit is extremely dangerous, and it's sneakily dangerous too. I think the majority of people that OD on that shit obviously don't have the intention of doing that, but there is thousands and thousands of cases out there where it's just a fucking straight up mistake. If you know somebody, kids, friends, family, coworkers that are in that position, there is a lot of shit available for people out there to use that's free. Please point them in the right direction. That's all I got to say on that. Thank you for allowing time.
That being said, thank you again to everybody that ended up tuning in tonight. Obviously, our doors are always open. The DM doors are always open, as much as we're both a little bit more introverted. Kind of tease about that. We will drop anything, any moment, any day to be able to pick up a DM or hop on a call if we can, or if we can't that second, set one up to be able to do a chat with you guys. Nobody is ever a bother. Nobody is ever a burden. Yeah. Lovely show, even though it seemed like we were just dropping the ball nonstop. TL Flanagan Art, you are an absolute fucking gem. Oh my goodness. Thank you for tolerating us. Thank you for giving us your time. Super appreciate you sharing the amount that you did with us. I really hope that all of you ended up learning some dope shit in there, and I hope that you end up finding a new artist that you're going to really enjoy. Next week, we're going to be sitting with Junk Fed. If you're not familiar, they often end up doing dioramas, typically inside of some other larger pieces. We will be sharing some of their work throughout the week to make sure that you're all a little bit more familiar with what we got coming on next Thursday. Otherwise, a huge show coming up actually on the 23rd. And the reason why it's going to be probably one of my favorite, biggest shows, there is so much happening that night. There's going to be the GI show that I know that for a lot of you, it's actually going to be talking about the GI Joes, and there's going to be pieces kind of associated with the GI Joe stuff. That's going to be hosted by Cave Dweller Toyz and Kajiki Toyz. They're going to be hopping on IG Live a little bit earlier than our show. Then they're going to be hopping on to our show to be talking about that. That same evening is also going to be our lovely buddy 8-Bit Mike's birthday, and they were kind enough to dump a massive pile of resin on us. So we're going to make sure that some of that gets out to you guys, because they're one of our favorite artists to talk about and admire and just over. And then, of course, on the 30th of the month, we have Rainbow Yawn, which we've both been dying to get in. I know he's actually a very dear friend of both of ours. Whether you guys like to know that or not, we talked to him in the DMs, and not just, how did you do that? So very excited. We've got a very exciting month ahead. Not just, I don't think, because of the size of makers or the names of makers. These are individuals that we have looked up to for the last couple of years, whether it's admiring their work, admiring the way that they network, admiring the way that they post, compose. They've made some strides, man. They've been some wave makers, and some of them have become some very dear friends over this period of time. I am so excited to see them, dude.
Dude, well said. You are an absolute pro tonight. Up and putting in the right place at the right time, because this internet sucks balls that I paid extra for.
I have to fight my ADHD urges. I'll be honest, when you were giving that whole speech, I was really tempted to turn off my video and come back just completely shirtless and nude, just sitting here for some reason. I was like, don't do it, Crumbs, don't do it, Crumbs, don't do it, Crumbs. The ADHD brain in me was like, dude, wouldn't it be so funny? And the other part of me was like, no, that's a lawsuit. So here we are.
Yeah. But for reals, thanks TL Flanagan for coming in. That was freaking awesome. I know she was under the weather slightly. We talked earlier on in the week, and it was questionable if she was even going to make the show or not. Thank you for being a soldier and sticking that out. Thank you for not saying how freaking weird we are. If I know she was saying how awkward it was for her. I think you and I talked multiple times during the week about how awkward this was going to be for us, because we need to be on our—
Say dicks, don't say dicks, don't say dicks, don't say dicks.
Yes. And it turns out, right, in the end, she's very cool. She's just an artist, just like everybody else in here who loves to have a good time. That was very cool. Crowd was off the hook tonight. Next week will be dope. 8-Bit Mike, holy shit, I'm not kidding you. It was over 8 pounds, 8-pound box of resin. And there is multiple pieces. I think he posted some in his stories. I'll probably post more. But then there's that Bosk piece too. Don't forget about that. So we have a shit load of stuff to give out on the 23rd. That's 8-Bit Mike's big day. That's the G.I. Joe show. That's going to be freaking killer. Go ahead, my friend.
I think it's lovely, this community, the fact that it's his fucking birthday, and what did he decide he wanted to do for his birthday? Cast resin all damn month, get it out to fucking Toys Alive so we can put it in your motherfucking hand.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Abe, I saw congratulations on the win. If I would have known you were going to win, which I didn't, I would have brought that piece with me and just handed it right to you. Strafe and I are going to the Aero Club tonight, AERO. If you're interested in that, hit me in the DMs, my friend.
The very last thing that we're going to leave you with here tonight, because I can't believe we even mentioned it and didn't touch it. This gentleman puts up with so much bullshit from us for almost a year now. We have not called him by the right name. We kindly joke that it's a loving thing. It's Dr. Ease, Dr. Easy. Toyzday ended up doing a fantastic drop this past week. They're an artist that we actually really admire. They're a good dear friend of ours. If you haven't had a chance, the pricing on this drop is absolutely insane. Any Canadian homies, if you're interested in this piece, I believe it's like $15. And if you're Canadian, you know that like the shipping is going to be next to nothing for you. 15 USD, much cheaper shipping for any of the Canadian homies, as Toyzday is actually a Canadian. It looks like a lot of these end up actually selling out, so get yourself some if you can, while you can. Dr. Ease, thank you, man. I am so sorry we missed you tonight. Boom.
Dude, great little drop, man. I snagged a couple of those. I will be excited to open those on the show when they come in.
Lovely evening, man. I fucking love doing this every single Thursday. It's probably the best part of my week, dude. Thank you very much, man.
Absolutely.